Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome to Yolo Crypto. Today's Tuesday, February 11th. My name's Daniel Scott Jacobs, and today we're going to talk about how much money should you have by now, depending on your age, race, sex, height, social. No, I'm just kidding. How much money should you have according to your age, right? This is one thing I always think about. I'm like, damn, like, where do I line up with my peers? Because I've had some big setbacks in my life that I'm going to talk about at the end, very briefly. But I'm always like, how do I line up? Like, people, I'm 32 years old. Other 32-year-olds, where are they in terms of like savings? Like, do they have a house? Do they not have a house? Right? Do they have investments? Do they have a retirement account? Right? 401k, Roth IRA, things like that. So we're going to talk about a few of those things in this video. Let's get started. Are you in line with your peers? Are you financially secure? How can you do more? Let's make it happen. So this is my boy. This is my dad, Ben Franklin. I'm just kidding. This is Ben Franklin. Investment in knowledge pays the best interest, and that's right, and that's why you're watching this video. That's the thing. Another investment that people don't talk about is like investing, like paying money to go to a seminar, right? That's a form of investing yourself. You might learn something in that seminar that could change your whole life, right? So that's why continuing to learn and learning about financial instruments and ways to save and compound interest are huge things that you can do to become financially secure. Think less about your age or how much money you're making. Simply start now, right? If you have no retirement, if you have no savings, especially if once you start to get up to the 30-year-old age, this is when it kind of hits, and that's common because I talk to people all the time. People ask me, what are you doing? Like, how are you saving? I'm very overweight on crypto, right? And I tell them that. I'm like, that's probably not the best strategy for you. Me, I've got conviction in it. I can't give you my conviction, right? I can tell you all the amazing things about crypto that I want, but conviction comes from within, and it comes through research, and it comes from being confident about what you're investing and what you're doing. Every dollar you put away has the power to grow, open doors to financial freedom and security, and improve the quality of life. The sooner you start, the more time your money has to work for you. Small steps today can lead to big rewards tomorrow. So that's getting into kind of compounding, compound interest, ultimate compounding. So these are things I'm going to discuss in another video. We're going to kind of keep it simple right now and see where you line up with your peers and people that you work with. So this is common, right? Let me run through this scenario right now, and I'll comment after. So this is you. Right? Hey, buddy. Oh, my God. It's been a while. How are you doing? Your hair looks great. How's everything going? Right? And this is your friend. We all have a friend like this. Oh, I have been doing so well. I just got a raise in my new job, and my coworkers actually absolutely love me. I think I'm in line for a promotion within the next year because I'm blowing the boss. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm already able to save over 50% of my salary, and I'm investing all of it in Bitcoin and tech stocks. But I've been in the market for years. How are you doing? And what would your response be? Right? I'd probably be like, psh, my portfolio would fucking shit on yours. No. The thing is, like, if you're watching this video, you're probably trying to figure out where you are. You may have a lot of money, you may have a little bit of money, right? But if you're not doing as well as this person, or you have no investments, regardless of how much money you're making, how old you are, what would you say? Can you help me? Or how do you do this? Or hey, let me get your number. Why don't we meet for coffee? Because I'm kind of trying to figure out some investments, and I would love to learn what you're doing, right? Maybe they're married, maybe they're not married. Marriage has a lot of tax benefits. So there's many things that you can find out from other people, right? If you want to like learn something, changing your environment is the biggest way to get motivation, okay? Here's a statistic. The average Gen Zer said they need to earn $200,000 a year to feel financially comfortable, according to a Bankrate survey, right? That may be true, right? You might, if you were making $200,000 a year, you're going to feel very comfortable. But here's the thing. It matters more where you put that money, where you invest that money, as opposed to how much you make. Right? Trust me. That's a big fact, and you'll learn that as you go through life, right? You can be making $50,000 a year and still be a millionaire when you get into your 50s, right? If you invest the money properly. So, let's get down to business. What should you have saved? So, this is, according to Fidelity, and ChatGPT will tell you the same thing. By age 30, you should have 1 times your annual income. So, if you're making $60,000 a year, you should have $60,000 saved, right? And now, that includes everything. I wouldn't necessarily include equity in your house, but by all means, in terms of net wealth, you can include that. So sure, you can include that as well. But this includes stocks, any dividends you've gotten, any crypto you have, any money you have. If you have a painting, you know you could go. I mean, don't be cheap. Don't be like, oh, this painting I bought I bought for 200, I can sell for 200. No, be realistic. If you have something that's worth a value, you can include that. But usually we're just talking liquid assets here. By age 35, 2 times your annual income. 40, 3 times your annual income. 45, 4 times your annual income. By age 50, 6 times your annual income. And now this is because this assumes, right? This chart assumes that you're making more over time and you're getting raises, right? By age 55, 7 times your annual income. By age 60, 8 times your annual income. And by age 67, which is when you retire, maybe 65, hopefully sooner than that, 10 times your annual income. Okay, and again, this is according to Fidelity and ChatGPT. So if you're making $60,000 a year, by the time you retire, you should have $600,000. Is that enough to retire on? Not including Social Security, not including any pensions. Here's the thing: you want to be able to pull 4% out of your retirement to have to live off comfortably, right? So if you had 100,000 saved, that's going to be $4,000, right? If you have $1 million saved, that's 40,000. 2 million. 2 million is a good number. If you have 2 million in savings, again, at this point, obviously include equity in your house, right? If you're retired, any 401ks, any savings, any liquid assets, any stocks, any crypto, right? If you've got 2 million, you can pull 4%. The stock market's probably going to make you 8 or 10%, minus inflation of cost, which right now is around 3%. Figure that. So you can live off 80,000 a year, of course, right? And as I said, you're only going to make more. So you could pull out what the stock market is getting you. You could easily pull 100, 120 and still probably keep your nest egg stable to be able to pass that on to your children or donate it or whatever you want to do. Okay, Samurai, recommended expense coverage ratio equals savings divided by annual expense. So here we have, so this chart is going to tell you roughly what you should have saved, okay? So in this first section, now notice these words here. We'll go over the top first. Phase, then expense coverage ratio, savings based off $65,000 income, right? So now notice, now the age is all the way over on the left. You've got 25 years old, accumulation phase. 30 years old, accumulation phase. 35, accumulation. Okay. Now we have exploration, midlife crisis. they came up with these names. Rediscovery, crunch time, retirement planning, enjoying retirement, leaving a legacy. Okay. So when you're 25, they assume you're not going to have nothing. Okay. These numbers are cut off, but that's not going to matter. So you're going to take 0.0. Let's go to the next one. So for 30, right, when you're in the accumulation phase, you're going to take 0.5, okay, and you're going to multiply that by 65,000, okay? So you should have 32,500 to 1.5 times 65,000, which is 97,000, okay? And then so on and so forth. So as we get down lower here, this is pretty much in line with what I just went over up here, as you can see, by age 67, 10 times your annual income. This is basically saying the same thing. Enjoying retirement. See, you notice how it goes down a little bit right here. That's because they assume you're spending some money, right? But as you can see, if you're 65, you should have 10 times your annual income, right? Now again, remember this: like if you were making 60,000 back when you were 40 years old, right? You're probably making closer to 100 when you're 65, right? So this 60 might look more like $1 million. Again, we're going off of this $65,000 income level right here, okay? Now, leaving a legacy. So if you want to leave some money behind, they're saying 8 times your annual income is a good amount, right? That would be $500,000, right? Many kids would be blessed if they got $500,000, so they split it between the siblings, right? If they're nice, well, they're going to have to, depending on how the will is worked. We won't get into that. But that's kind of, these are kind of like the guidelines right here. Now you can feel, the thing is, like, don't get complacent, right? Like I'll admit I'm much further along than where it says I should be at. I'm 32, right? I've got considerably more than what's listed here, but still, like, I'm still actively investing. Like, I still manage my money. I'm not out buying a Ferrari and stupid shit like that. So if you're not saving, this is how to start. Okay, let's go over these key points here. Set clear goals: retirement, emergency fund, special purchase. Okay, this special purchase is kind of like after you already have like an emergency fund, which is 36 months of expenses in case you lose your job or you have a car breakdown, things like that. You always want to save for retirement. So no matter what you're doing, once you get to 25 is the average age that people start. I looked that up. I should have put it in here, but they're contributing money to like a Roth IRA or an IRA, which the max you can put in per year is 7,000. But if you do that, right, if you're making 100,000, you should be able to push 7,000 into that and then still have other money, right? They say you want to be able to put 15% into savings and investments, right? That's the general rule. Now we have a very aggressive profile. We're going to go after this, but this is where you would start off. Pay off high interest debt. The interest rate will outweigh percentage gains. Okay. If you get a credit card, they're going to be charging, more than a 10 or 12%, which is what you'd get in the stock market, right? That's not conservative thinking either. If you want to speak conservatively, we could say 8%. But then again, like the stock market grew 20% last year. It's on track, and a lot of experts are saying it's going to grow 20 or more percent this year. But still, pay off your high interest debt, okay? Stop using the credit card. If you have to, switch to a debit card. Buy now, pay later is great if you have the money to back it up with, right? Choose an investment platform: Coinbase, Charles Schwab, Robinhood, Fidelity. If you're just starting, you want to start doing some investment stuff, look into retirement stuff first. Maybe go to Fidelity for that, but then get a Robinhood account, okay? Say what you want about Robinhood, GameStop, this and that. Robinhood is the easiest, most functional thing to do, and it's fun. Okay, Robinhood makes it fun. Say what you want about Robinhood, like I said, but they broke the barrier. They made the barrier for entry so easy, and they got rid of. Robinhood was the first one to get rid of fees for trading, right? They're the reason that you can trade on sites and it's all free, because Robinhood was the first one to start. Understand risk and time horizon. Thoroughly know that it's not all easy upside. Nothing is just up and to the right, right? So remember, there's going to be ups and downs, especially if you're in crypto. Every 4 years, we usually have an 80% drawdown. That's on Bitcoin included. It's probably going to be increasingly less as we go on. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 40% this year. But then again, just understand the risks, right? Start smart and be consistent. Consistency is the key, right? Have a concrete routine. Having a concrete routine is the key for long-term growth, right? Automatic deposits, those are my favorite. I do them on Coinbase, right into Bitcoin, boom, 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 boom. I don't even look at it. I don't think about it. Consider getting an IRA, individual retirement account. The max is $7,000 a year is the max deposit, okay? But if you do that, you're going to have a lot of money when you retire. And there's different, like, you got to speak to someone or do some research. I'll probably do a video, what are the difference between, like, 401k, Roth IRA, and IRA. Some are tax deferred, some tax right away, but we're not going to get into that for this video. Consider index funds or ETFs. Index funds are better for long term, okay? Exchange traded funds, ETFs, have more trading options. So you can, like, short the market, you can buy puts, you can buy calls. Now, it's just index funds will also have usually higher fees, but there's usually a general fee, which is yearly. When you get into these things, like I said, we're not going to get into the specifics in this video. Consider real estate, okay? That's for your lifestyle. That could be investment. It could be an income-generating property. But remember, you're going to have a mortgage with that. Remember, you could rent, right? You could get a multifamily and have tenants, or you could save money and get roommates, okay? So consider this. The thing is, like, at this point in time where crypto is, if someone were to ask me, hey, listen, I've got $100,000, should I buy a house or should I put it into crypto? I'd say put it into crypto, wait a year, maybe take some out. You might have $200,000 in a year. I'm big bullish on crypto this year. That is my thought, okay? You can generate your own opinions, but I'm all in on crypto at this moment. Explore crypto with caution. Okay, as I just said. Start with Bitcoin and always do your due diligence before investing in alternative coins. Bitcoin's the best one. Okay, why? Because we won't go too crazy with the details. It's capped. It's hard capped. 21 million coins is a store of value, and they used POW, proof of work, which takes physical energy, time, resources, electricity, money to generate new Bitcoin. So it's tied to real world physical energy. That's the biggest thing, and that's not what a lot of people talk about. So always, if you're starting to invest in crypto, I did the exact opposite. I was buying like stupid ass coins. But now I've got most of my bag is weighted in Bitcoin. I am all in and I am all in on crypto. You might say that's risky, but I'm doing it right. Right, my bag is outweighed with Bitcoin. Right, that has probably over 50%. Automate your investments. Set up automatic contributions. Sorry, to take advantage of dollar cost averaging. So, as I said, you can do this with anything. You can do this with Thinkorswim. Well, TD Ameritrade sold out to Charles Schwab, but any site is going to let you do automatic investments if you want. You can deposit your whole check in there. You know, I don't know if I would go that far. I kind of like I have satisfaction. Like when I get paid, I don't do direct deposit. I like to get the check and go to the bank to deposit. I get satisfaction out of that. It's like a routine. You know, maybe get a coffee, right? Smoke a little weed, you know, whatever. But automate your investments. A great way to stay consistent, right? And have discipline. Engage with like-minded people. Talk about investing. Ask elders or your parents. If you and your friend, you guys are, you know, find a friend. Do it with a friend. Be like, listen, I know you're a bum like me. We don't have a lot of money. Let's start investing. Let's start doing some research. We're going to subscribe to Yolo Crypto channel because he's going to help us. And just do something. The thing is, if you're not doing anything, do something. Download Robinhood. Put a few dollars on. You know, start learning a few different things. You have to start somewhere because money's not going anywhere. This is going to be in your face for the rest of your life. 65% of households live paycheck to paycheck. You do not want to be one of them. Okay? Friend's going to give you motivation and inspiration. Moving on here. Now, you want to be aggressive? I'm aggressive. You want to be aggressive? Listen to this. Save, save, save. Aim to save at least 50% of your income if possible. Maximize savings. 50% is a lot. It's hard to, if you're making $60,000, it's going to be hard to live off $30,000. Keeping in mind that as you make more, you want to have a more, you want to have a better lifestyle, right? Like if you telling me like if you were making 100,000, the next day you start making 200,000, you tell me you're not going to buy a bunch of extra stuff. Of course you are. But the thing is, if you want to really save, especially if you're not making a ton, you can still be aggressive. I'm aggressive. I don't make a ton, but my investments do all the heavy lifting. Okay, so try to save as much as you can. That's the point. Increase income aggressively. Okay, this is one thing that I did great on and I capitalized on the last couple of years. So better job, gigs, side hustle, invest in yourself. Okay, 5 years ago, okay, I did some time in prison for cocaine trafficking. Okay, that was my old lifestyle. Okay, I got out, I had nothing. Right, I spent money on attorneys. Prison's expensive. You got to spend money on canteen, attorneys. Sometimes you have restitution. I got out, I had nothing. Right, I started selling roofing and siding. Okay, then I started doing side work. Right, this is when, and then COVID hit, so nobody was going on vacation. They were putting the money into the house, and I crushed it. Okay, I did a bunch of side work. Right, I was getting a salary, commission. I worked really, really hard for a couple years. I don't work outside anymore. I'm done with that gig. I don't want to be up on roofs and stuff. But I'm an example of what you can do if you really capitalize on side work and then maybe turn that into, I was going to include in here, starting an LLC or starting an enterprise. And that's something you can do. You know, I always appreciate when someone's side hustle gets better than their job. Or one thing I really love is when someone's really passionate about something, they don't do it for the money, but then they blow the fuck up, right? They start a business and not even intending to, they become rich doing something they love, right? I really appreciate that. And that's the thing. If you really want to not feel like it's work and you really want to, like, the reason I started making these YouTube videos is because I live crypto. I love crypto, right? I love investing, and I want to share the things that I have learned. I want to share my story, and I want to help others as much as I can, right? So being passionate about your job is a big, huge thing. Sorry, I went off on the side there a little bit. Live below your means. House hacking, carpooling, ramen, minimalist, not care what people think, right? I drive an old van, right? I needed a car. My parents had a car that they weren't using, an old van that I took into a fire hydrant like 10 years ago, got fixed. I drive that, right? It's a piece of crap. When that thing, you know, shits the bed, I'll get something better, but I don't care what people think. You know what I mean? You shouldn't care what people think if they have less money than you, right? Reinvest all dividends and profits. Maximize compound gains, dollar cost average, okay? Don't take the money out, right? If you make upside, you make 20% this year, keep it in the market, okay? Utilize leverage. You know, this is something you got to be careful of. I do this now and then. I own a house. I own a 4-unit house that I bought because I was doing so well with the side work and I was able to afford the house. Bought a 4-unit house. So that's margin, right? That's leverage, right? You're getting a mortgage, so that's leverage. So margin, real estate, understand options and potential. Thoroughly know the risks. So when you utilize leverage, there's a lot of people who are willing to give you money if you got decent credit, but you have to know about them, right? So as I said going back to the first quote, what Benjamin Franklin said, investment in interest pays the best dividends, and that's true. Optimize for tax efficiency, max out retirement accounts, IRA, Roth IRA 7,000. 401k, like I know someone who works at Pepsi and they do a stock matching. If you buy the stock, they'll match you up until a certain amount. I would be maxing that out every week. He gets paid bi-weekly, so whatever. You can use tax loss harvesting. Okay, that's when like you made 50 grand on one stock, but you're down 30 grand on the other, right? You sell the 30 grand stock, take the loss so it can go against your taxes, right? Play the long game. Consistency, patience, and discipline. Okay, that's the thing. You got to be consistent, be patient, be disciplined. Okay, the Coinbase thing, I put the money goes automatically. I don't pay attention to it, and I always love when I go on, it's an update, and I see and I'm surprised about how much is in there. Okay, it makes me feel good, but still, I don't take the money out. If I want to buy something nice, I've done it before. I'll take a few bucks out, but again, like if you have income, you shouldn't be touching your savings unless it's an emergency. But if you're smart, you have the emergency fund, which if you're aggressive would be invested also, right? So this is what you'll get. You'll get experience, satisfaction, and peace of mind because you're going to experience satisfaction and peace of mind because you know that you are proactive, knowledgeable, and putting forth effort into your finances, right? Nothing feels better that even if you don't make a ton, if you know you're doing the right thing, you're doing everything you can, you're going to have peace of mind. I know what it feels like when you're making very little, you have no investments, and you see crypto's pumping, you see people in the news, you see the Dogecoin millionaire. I know what that feels like. And by investing and learning about these things, you can combat that. And then regardless of how much you have, even when you see someone doing well, you're not going to hate on them. You're going to feel much better about it, okay? Because people usually want you to be successful, but not more successful than them, right? Damn, I can't talk today. Okay, that's the last thing I got for you. Don't make it hard on yourself. Best tip I can offer: set up automatic deposits and simply forget about it. Okay. If you're into something like maybe like a Roth IRA or there's some other investment strategies that require a little more maintenance, and you have to be more active about it. But have a crypto account. Have something you deposit into that you don't look at, especially with Bitcoin. Because I'm telling you, Bitcoin. The base case that Michael Saylor says is by 2045, 13 million a coin. You got one coin, you're good, right? I mean, come on, that's what I'm hoping for. I got my one coin, and I will not let it go. Okay, that is what I have for you this video. If you liked it, if you could subscribe, that would be great. Hit the like button. I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Thank you.